Hey there and welcome to Scandal Steep. I never fell out of love with you, I just set it aside for a moment. In a move that many of us had seen coming, Jennifer Lopez has finally filed for divorce from Ben Affleck. For quite some time, this separation has been looming, but it still comes with unexpected twists. It's baffling how no one seems to notice that every time someone leaves her life, people say she was too much of this or too much of that. Yet he, the one who said she was wonderful, was the only one to admit he messed up and wished he hadn't ruined things. How is it that he's the only man in her life who regrets their relationship while everyone else simply blames her? The whirlwind romance between Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, often referred to as Bennifer, has been one of Hollywood's most iconic love stories. After rekindling their relationship in 2021, nearly 2 decades after their initial engagement, fans were thrilled to see the couple finally tie the knot. However, just as quickly as their romance reignited, it appears the flame has burned out, leaving many wondering what went wrong. Recent reports suggest the couple's relationship has been riddled with issues that neither can ignore anymore. People have pointed fingers at Lopez for the breakdown of her 4th marriage, but a new report indicates that Affleck may have been the one who ultimately threw in the towel. It was a shock to many when the couple, who had rekindled their romance after failing to make it to the altar in the early 2000s, found themselves on the path to divorce yet again, just a year after their 2022 wedding. An insider reportedly revealed to In Touch Weekly that Lopez has been unable to forgive Affleck for abandoning their relationship this time. Despite their efforts to maintain civility for the sake of their children, she allegedly feels deeply hurt by his stance. After filing for divorce on the 20th, Lopez's frustrations became apparent as rumors swirled that Affleck had finally opened up about the reasons behind his decision to walk away. Surprisingly, the reasons seem more complex than simple personal differences. They include professional conflicts and emotional strain. One of the significant turning points in their relationship appears to have been Lopez's tendency to turn their private lives into a media spectacle. Reports indicate that Affleck grew increasingly uncomfortable with how much of their personal life was being used for her media projects. Despite their attempts to shield their kids from the fallout, tensions have been visible, with Lopez spotted holding hands with Affleck at a family outing in Beverly Hills, trying to maintain a brave face. Still, insiders have described Affleck's demeanor as sour, indicating that his dissatisfaction ran deep. Even though Lopez would never make a public scene, especially in front of their kids, she harbors a lot of resentment. According to sources, Lopez has made it clear she'll never forgive Affleck for being so cold-hearted and abandoning their marriage in such a brutal manner. Over the summer, Affleck moved out of their $60 million estate into a rental, and by July, he had purchased a $20 million home. One of the key factors in their separation was Lopez's obsession with publicizing their love life. In Lopez's new Amazon Prime documentary, The Greatest Love Story Never Told, she reveals more details about their infamous breakup in 2003. The couple had a lavish wedding planned with 14 attendants and bridesmaids, but just 3 days before the event, they called it off. Both Lopez and Affleck agree that the overwhelming media scrutiny around their relationship was a huge factor. According to Lopez, the pressure was too much, and they crumbled under it. Ben echoed this sentiment, adding that this led both of them on a journey of self-discovery, which eventually brought them back together in 2021. While Lopez is no stranger to the limelight, having built her career in it, Ben Affleck prefers a more private life. This disparity reportedly became more pronounced as Lopez continued to involve their personal lives in her projects. One major turning point was when Lopez began making an album inspired by their reunion, leading to a more public narrative than Affleck was comfortable with. Affleck, a talented writer, director, and actor, could understand the creative drive, but he was caught off guard when Lopez's music project morphed into a full-scale Amazon original documentary. He didn't realize the extent to which their private moments would be shared with the world until it was too late. Lopez explains in the documentary how she initially struggled with the decision to release such personal material but eventually felt compelled to express herself artistically. Affleck supported her, though he didn't anticipate the media frenzy it would create. In the documentary, Lopez shares the scrapbook Affleck gave her when they rekindled their romance, containing letters and messages from over 20 years. Affleck, however, didn't want something so deeply personal to be shared publicly, especially without his permission. Affleck's distress was evident during the documentary's initial stages, but by the time he voiced his discomfort, the damage had already been done. Lopez had used the scrapbook as a significant element of her creative process, often leaving it out in the studio for everyone to see. While it inspired her music, it also exposed a side of Affleck that he hadn't agreed to share with the public. Another factor contributing to the couple's tension was Lopez's ongoing connection with Sean Diddy Combs. Though their romantic relationship ended decades ago, rumors suggest they remained close, which made Affleck uncomfortable. Their past relationship was intense, and even though it had long ended, the idea that Lopez and Diddy were still in contact didn't sit well with Affleck. It didn't help that rumors of a sex tape involving Lopez and Diddy resurfaced around the time of their split. According to Sue Knight, a tape from their time together in the late 1990s might have played a role in Affleck's decision to divorce. Knight alleges that the FBI handed over compromising footage to Affleck, leading him to see Lopez in a different light. Whether the tape exists or not, the rumor only added fuel to the fire. Throughout all this, Lopez's connection to Diddy continued to cast a shadow over her relationship with Affleck. Their high-profile romance in the late 90s made them the it couple of the time, and even though both had moved on, their history was hard to escape. Affleck, who had always sought a quieter life, couldn't reconcile Lopez's public persona with his private nature. Lopez's desire to document every moment of their love story, coupled with the resurfacing of her past with Diddy, proved to be too much for him. In the end, it seems the Bennifer 2.0 love story unraveled due to a combination of personal differences, professional conflicts, and the relentless pressure of living in the public eye. Not all love stories have happy endings, and for Lopez and Affleck, their second chance at love appears to have fallen victim to the same forces that tore them apart the first time. As Lopez moves on, she has shown that she's ready to take control of her life, filing for divorce without a lawyer and deciding to close this chapter on her own terms. It's clear she won't let this setback define her, and she's already looking ahead to what's next. Affleck, on the other hand, seems to have found a sense of relief in the separation, focusing on work and surrounding himself with loved ones. As much as fans hoped for a happily ever after, it seems both Lopez and Affleck are realizing that their relationship, no matter how passionate, might have been doomed from the start.